Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to go over GX Works3 project setup from scratch, and it's going to be a full walkthrough of the setup. So if you have just installed GX Works3 and open it for the first time, it can feel a bit overwhelming. There are dozens of menus, project types, PLC types, parameters and settings you have to pick from, and sometimes you can get lost where to start from. So here we're going to create a Mitsubishi PLC project from scratch the right way, and by the end you will have a working template you can reuse for every future project you start. This is the exact workflow I use on real machines. So let's start from zero. So when you open up the window, you'd see a setup like this, and if you go to project and a new, this is where we would have a pop-up where you can create a project by selecting a processor type. There are a bunch of different options here. We're going to pick the R CPU, and I'll leave it to R04, which is a standard CPU, not a safety, and the programming language would be ladder. So you click OK, and it would create a project for you. Now this small window for the module label and stuff, we'll go and address that later on. Now the first thing we want to do is set up our base rack. So you go to module configuration on the navigation tab, don't show, and OK that. So all you have is your PLC, which we selected. And now on the right side, we have element selection tab. If you don't have this open, you can go to view and docking window and enable the element selection tab. So we're going to pick up the main rack, an 8-slot rack. Then I'll pick a power supply for it and put the PLC on the rack. And we'll go ahead and add a few input output cards. So we have some of those. Okay. So now when you close this, it's going to be, do you want to change stuff? What this one would do is it would add the cards and the parameters when we open it. So you have to say yes. And like down here, it added the input card on the 0 address and output card on the 10th address. Now we're going to go and do the setup of our system parameters and CPU settings. So if you come down here on the parameter side, there's a system parameter window. You double click that. And just make sure the IO assignment is how you want based on the wiring diagram you have. We're going to leave this as is, but let's say you want this card to start at 20 and this to start at 30. You can do that kind of stuff. We're going to discard it. Now open up the CPU parameter. Then here you would give a title to this. So we'll name it GX Works3 template. And then the other thing I typically do is go and add the register memory and use a common register for each program. I would add 32K, which is 32,000 words, and name it R memory. This way you have 32,000 R memory if you want to use. Then under memory and device settings, under memory and device settings, you're going to go down and click on detail settings. I typically like to latch my D registers when I'm working on it. You do that, pick your D register. We have D registers for 18K, but you have to put a start and end. So the end number would be this number. And also do the same thing with the W's. So W goes up to 1 FFF, and that's how you get your latch memory set up. Now you click on apply. It should take it. And then we can scroll down, go to module parameter. This is where we would set up our IP address for the CPU. So 3.39 is default by Mitsubishi. So we're going to make it 10.10. And typical subnet is 255, 255, and typical gateway would be 192.168.10.1. Now enable online chain, we would enable this and leave this to binary. So if you change this to ASCII, that means that whatever information you're sending over network needs to be in ASCII. So, and the rest under external device configuration, this is where you open up a bunch of MelSoft connections. These help you to get communications done with the HMI, any SLMP device protocols you have, and stuff like that. So, and now we'll do apply, and everything should be happy at this point. Now, under input output module information, we're not going to change anything. Leave it to default. Unless you're trying to do something different, you may change it, but in our case, we're going to leave them the same. Now I can go ahead and close all these windows. One other thing I normally do is if I go back to my element selection, yeah, down here you see this module tab. If you click on it, I click on labels, pick the module I have and say add module label. What this does is it would add all the CPU labels under M plus global on this side. So if you double click, right here you have our CPU, M plus our CPU data type, and you have labels. So by doing this, you can drill down to SMs, look at system clock, always on off, and use them as like tabs, labels in the program. So you can do the same thing that we did here for the CPU label for like any other communication or network cards you add. So, all right. Next thing we'll do is go to our program and write one line so we have something in there. I just did one line of program and rebuild everything at this point and say yes. This should rebuild all, and now we have a program copy of this with one rung in there. Also, if you have never opened up GX Works3, it will not show comments or title here. So you have to go to view, then comment display, statement display, note display. I turn these on. So if I check this off, you cannot see comments. This is how it would be when you fire up the software for the first time. And if you turn the comment display back on, now you can see your comments in there. One more thing I normally like is these 12 rungs are sometimes less. So I would go to Tools, Options, under Program Editor, Ladder Editor. We would scroll down, and here you see these 11 contacts. I usually do 13 or 17. So we'll go with the 13 contacts so you can see how it looks. And just so you guys can see what the label would look like, I'm going to try and bring the CPU label that we added. Yeah, so if you just type in R, this label would show up. Then you can look at SM memories and put a dot again. And now if you want this is how you would get it. One thing that you notice is the label name is not showing up completely. So what you can do is go to View, under Format Display, do a wrapping letter. So now you can see two lines of that thing. If it's still not showing up, you can bump up your column width if you want for the first few where the labels would show up pretty much, but that's how you can do it. Also, you don't have to do this if you know the number, which I know it's a 412. Actually, 413 is the 411 is the 100 millisecond clock. So these are a bunch of clocks that you can have. So if I do these, you can see what clocks we can have. So the comments of these clocks are already in by default, so you don't have to worry about. You need to know the addresses, or you can bring it under a label like this. So get rid of this guy, close the run, and rebuild all. Now the other thing that we're going to do is put this thing into a simulator, make sure it can simulate, and then we'll save the project. So to run this guy in the simulator, what you would do is go to debug, simulator, and start simulation. Wait for this to go into run. It almost acts like there's a PLC there. So now this is running, and you can see it up top that we're running at 2.9 millisecond cycle on it. So if I go to view, docking, and watch one, and I put in a D0, start watching. If I put in -5 or just put a number there, it should go back to 0 because this is writing do it every 100 milliseconds. So now we're going to go back to simulation, stop the simulator, and we'll do file, save as, and I'm going to go to my desktop and save this file here. And now we have a working copy of the program that you can reuse if you have a different project in the future. Also, what you can do is you can use the project revision version if you want to do the list. I typically don't do it. All I do is do a save as when I work on things. So, all right, that's it for the class today, and we'll go over some real projects and try and build a full-blown PLC setup in the next ones. Thank you.